The orangutan is one of our closest relatives in the animal kingdom, sharing about 96.4% of our DNA. Indigenous people of Indonesia and Malaysia call this ape orangutan, which literally translates as person of the forest. Once widespread throughout the forests of Asia, orangutans are now found on just two islands, Sumatra and Borneo. Here are some facts about orangutans and forests. Average height standing up, male 4.5 feet, female 3.5 feet. Their arms are much longer than their legs. The arm span for large males can be up to 8 feet. Average weight, adult male 200 to 250 pounds, adult female 100 to 150 pounds. On average, females are 1/3 to half the size of males. Average lifespan estimated 35 to 40 years in the wild, into their 50s in captivity, depending on diet and exercise. Number of babies? One at a time, every 6 or 7 years, perhaps as many as 4 or 5 total. There are 3 genetically distinct species: the Sumatran orangutan, Pongo abeli, the Tapanuli orangutan, Pongo tapanuliensis, and the Bornean orangutan, Pongo pygmaeus. The 3 species look slightly different. Sumatran orangutans have lighter hair and a longer beard than the Bornean relatives, and Sumatran males have narrower cheek pads. Tapanuli orangutans have smaller heads. All species are highly endangered due to habitat loss and poaching. 100 years ago, there were thought to be 315,000 orangutans in the wild. There are now less than 14,600 left in Sumatra and less than 54,000 in Borneo. Now, there are only 800 Tapanuli orangutans left, making them the most endangered great ape species in the world. Orangutans are unique in many ways. How are they unique? They are the only great ape in Southeast Asia and the only great ape, other than humans, found outside Africa. They are the only red ape and the only strictly arboreal ape, meaning that they spend their life in the forest canopy, even building nests in the trees in which to sleep. The other great apes, chimpanzees, bonobos, and gorillas, do climb and build nests in the trees, but tend to spend their life on the ground. Orangutans also differ from the other great apes in that they do not live in family groups. The largest family unit is a female and 2 offspring, and males and females usually meet up only to breed. Orangutans are highly intelligent and gentle animals. They use tools in the wild and have excellent memories, making mental maps of the forest home in order to find fruiting trees throughout the seasons. Social interaction. Orangutans are a semi-solitary species. The relationship between a mother and her child lasts for many years, but the time spent with other orangutan is limited. Once adolescent orangutans become independent, they will be alone or in the company of other immature orangutans. In the case of females, they frequently return to their mothers to visit until they are about 15 to 16 years old. Males who are not yet fully mature tend to associate with other females, particularly adolescent females, but are not usually aggressive. Flanged adult male orangutans are the most solitary of all orangutans. Their participation in social groups is usually limited to temporary sexual encounters with receptive females. This semi-solitary social system may have evolved as a result of a ripe fruit diet, scattered food distribution, and the unpredictability of available food. Orangutans spend up to 60% of their time foraging and eating. Sexual development and behavior. Orangutans have the slowest known life histories of any mammal. They take the longest time to grow up, and they are the slowest to reproduce. While female orangutans usually become sexually active at approximately 12 years, but they will often have their first offspring only at 15 to 16 years of age. There are two types of mature male orangutans, flanged and unflanged males. A flanged male has big cheek pads on the sides of his face and a large throat sac under his chin. An unflanged male has neither of these and his body is usually smaller. Unfledged males are sexually mature and fully able to father offspring. Females, however, seem to prefer to mate with the fledged males. Male-to-male competition for access to females is a major factor in orangutan society. Flanged adult males use their pendulous throat sacs as a resonating chamber for the long call, parts of which sound like a loud roar. Sometimes the sound of a long call can carry for almost a mile. The fledged male orangutan's long call seems to play an important role in repelling male rivals and advertising availability to females. We still don't really know when and why a male undergoes the transformation from unflanged to flanged, or even if every male undergoes this transformation. Life cycle and maternal care. The gestation period of a baby orangutan is approximately 8.5 months. Usually, one child is born weighing about 3.5 pounds. Orangutans breed more slowly than any other primate, with a female having a baby on average only once every 7 to 8 years. Infants are dependent on their mothers for at least 5 years, learning about survival in the forest. For the first 2 years of a young orangutan's life, the baby is completely dependent on its mother for food and transportation. A baby orangutan clings to its mother's stomach, side, or back while she moves through the trees and feeds on her breast milk. Orangutan offspring will sometimes be carried until they are 5 years old and be breastfed until they are 8 years old. Even when young orangutans are too old to be carried and fed by their mother, they may still remain close to her, traveling with her, eating and resting in the same trees until they are about 10 years old. Orangutans live for around 45 years in the wild, and the female will usually have no more than 3 offspring in her lifetime. This means that orangutan populations grow very slowly and take a long time to recover from habitat disturbance and hunting. Such prolonged association between mother and offspring is rare among mammals. Probably, only humans have a more intensive relationship with their mothers. Primatologists believe that orangutans have such long childhoods because there is so much that they need to learn before they can live alone successfully. Young orangutans learn almost everything from their mothers, including where to find food, what to eat and how to eat it, and how to build a proper sleeping nest. From here, we learn a lot about the orangutan. Now we know that this unique creature take a long period of time to breed. So now this is the time for us to play our role to create awareness among us, to care and protect the species by supporting all the conservation activities.